Welcome to our live stream. I'm Jen from English with Jen, as you see floating at the bottom of the screen. I'm here every Wednesday to offer you a lesson. We have one topic that goes throughout the entire week with vocabulary words, a quiz, 2 live streams. So if you My internet's weird again today. And my hair is funky. I've got a little pointy thing down here. Anyway, but yes, if you're looking for a place to be able to practice your English and to find community, this is a wonderful, wonderful place to be. I am Jen. Like I said, I come from the United States. I live in Germany. And yeah, I think that's kind of what I can tell you right now. I will get rid of this banner. If you don't already follow me, please be sure to do so and join us regularly. Don't just join and participate. Come and use the language that you already have and learn some new things and meet cool people. So hello, Alessio, ciao, ciao to you. I will get rid of my banner and we will pop into our first question for today. And just as a reminder, our topic today is scary movies. So if it's not your genre of film, if it's not the type of film that you like, then I'm sorry, but we have lots of things, so, to learn and to educate ourselves with. Hello, Yuki, darling. So we have idioms, phrasal verbs, vocabulary, conversation questions. We have some creative writing. So I try to create lessons for you where you really are able to really practice your English in a fun way. Hey, Serena, dear. All right, so I'm going to scooch on over and offer you our first slide for today. And let me add this one. Oops, maybe I should go to the right side. Okay, here we go. So which horror movie mistakes is the worst, would you say? So which horror movie mistake is the worst? Hello to you, Kaluna, dear. Is it going alone? Like they always say, I'm going to be back. No, you're not. Ignoring strange noises. So you hear a strange noise in the house. Hey, Lorena, sweetie. And you go and you investigate, you go and take a look at what it is, not locking the door or saying who's there. Which one of these do you think is the biggest mistake, especially in horror movies? Hey, Karina, darling. Hello, hello. Welcome to everyone. Nice to have you here with us today, exploring the topic. So which one would you say? I think kind of all of these. It's hard to pick. Going alone, ignoring strange noises. I feel like in horror movies, people don't ignore strange noises. They go and look, right? And that's how they die. So don't go for the noise. Not locking the door. You always have chase scenes. All of those. Then it's always going to be somebody. I think our connection is not so good today. I have 5 bars, but it's just not. I don't know. I'm sorry. So we might have a little bit of wheels spinning around. I'll be back. You know it. You know the drill. In Germany, sometimes our Wi-Fi is, not so great. So, all right, we'll move on. Not locking the door. It's scary. That danger can easily come, though. That's true. That's true. That's one of those things that's not like, something that's so easy to say. Hey, Yelena and Lorena, you're saying C, not locking the door. Okay, let's move on to our first banner question of the day. I will remove this and add our banner question. Let's see. Who remembers an idiom or vocabulary word from yesterday? And for those of you who couldn't make it yesterday, then you can tell me something that is related to a horror film. And if you can't remember anything from yesterday, no problem. I will offer the slides on Instagram in a couple of days. And also you can tell me something that is related to horror movies. I'm twisting around. When you think of horror movies, scary movies. Hey, Nadia, darling. What do you remember from yesterday? We have our little question down here. Any idioms or vocab that were new that you learned? Phrasal verbs, I think we had some, maybe we didn't, can't remember. Or a fact from the trivia quiz that we had yesterday, or just anything related to horror movies in general. So we had a lot of stuff. Let me take a look and see. Maybe you're writing. We had a nice vocab word. I'll write it in the comments. Maybe you have this word in your language as well, because it's a word that we borrowed from the French. Let me see if that's going to give me an option. And I think that's the right accent mark that I need. So, cliche. So a lot of horror movies are full of cliches, and these are the things that become so predictable that you're like, of course that's going to happen. I'm going to try to turn my microphone on. I forgot to do that. Hold on one sec. Let's see. Maybe you can tell me if you can hear me or not. Maybe that has kind of messed things up. Let's see. You can tell me if the sound is better or not. Cliche. Highest grossing movie? Yes, exactly. It was it. Exactly, the highest grossing film. Unfortunately, I haven't been there yesterday. No stress. Then anything that you think about when you hear the word horror film or when you think of the movie genre, horror movies. So cliche is one of the words that we had yesterday. And Yuki, I think for you yesterday, a new word was genre. The type of film, so you can have comedy, you can have a romantic rom-com, drama, and that is the type of film, the category of film, genre. Type that in for you as well. There is a ghost under the bed is a cliche, right? But I still, it's a cliche, but I still admit it. I admitted yesterday, I still jump into bed at night when I get up to go to the bathroom because, yeah. And I kind of did a little spine tingling thing there. Good. Yes, your spine tingles. It gets this little shiver in the back because it's so scary. Spine tingling. So your spine is in your back here. It goes all the way down. And when it kind of like sort of feels tickly in a way. Exactly. Okay. So let's see. So sketchy. Sketchy is a good word. Yeah, sketchy. Something that's not kind of on the up and up, not something that's completely, good going here. Yeah, something that's sketchy is something that you might kind of be suspicious about. They're not really believable in a way. Good word. I'm going to pop that one up in there. So here. The last 2 days, my brain has just been mush. Please excuse me. So yes, here it is, sketchy. So eerie was a good one too, right? Exactly. We had creeps. Yeah, where something can creep you out. If something just makes your skin crawl, if it makes your spine tingle, it can creep you out. Something that creeps you out, like walking in a graveyard at night. For many people, is something that creeps them out, or something can creep you, like something is creepy, it's strange, it's unusual, and creeps me out is a nice little idiom. Eerie is also a great one. So kind of going into the mystical side of things, something where you sort of feel like, ooh, like the graveyard at night with a mist and it's this atmosphere. Spooky is a good one too. Something that is not, something that's kind of scary, spooky. Okay. Thanks, guys. And we will move on. And let's see. Oops. So I scrolled up. So I'm out of shape here. I hope you can hear me okay, because I just plugged in my microphone. So I'm not sure if that has changed the sound at all or not. I do have a story for you today. I need to scroll up. Where am I? So we will have a story. We didn't have one yesterday. And okay, so let's move on to bloody hell. So that's something that British people say a lot when they're like, when they're so annoyed with something, like bloody hell. Americans don't typically say that, but it's more like when a British person is annoyed with something. Scary, good, and Manuel, welcome to the lesson. Riddle is a good one too. I hear you now. Okay, good. Thank you, Yuki. Thanks for the feedback. All right, moving on to the second brainstorming activity a bit that we have now. Let's talk about for 2 minutes the different types of horror movies that we can have. So anything that you can think of, different types. So genre. Yuki, to hear that word again, I'm going to help you out in remembering that one forever. So not really genre, because horror movies are genres, but type of films. So we have thriller. Thank you, Natalia. Definitely. So we have thrillers. I'm going to try to screenshot this, and then we'll scratch them off. Doomed. Ooh, that's another great word. Okay, I'm going to show that one. So doomed, when there's no chance of survival, you are doomed. Haunted is also a great word when there are ghosts around. So haunted movies, drama. You can burn, yes, Alessia, 200 calories or more watching a horror movie. Do we think that's true? That seems so easy. But I want to believe. So let's believe. 200 calories, exactly. All right, so types of horror movies, turning on my little alarm clock here. And let's give ourselves, stopwatch timer. There we go. 2 minutes for different types of horror movies. What can you tell me? Maze of emotions. That's interesting. Yes, it can definitely take you through a maze of emotions watching horror movies. And when I say like different types, I mean like psychological horror movies. So there's sometimes like the movie Get Out or The Shining, where there's not a lot of, I don't know about The Shining because I've never seen it, but Get Out is really like a psychological, exactly, Lorena, right? Where it plays with your brain. You don't know what to expect. There's a lot of suspense going on where you're on your seat like this. Supernatural horror, exactly. Watching The Ring or The Grudge, you can burn 1,000 calories. Is it worth it? Maybe then that's when I want to, like, I eat a piece of pizza and then I want to watch a horror movie just so I can burn those calories. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so we have psychological horror movies. We have slasher, which are ones where there's a lot of blood, slasher, and a lot of killing. And I have examples of that. Evidently, slasher ones, Halloween, Friday the 13th is our typical ones. Zombie apocalypse, exactly. Okay. So zombies, monsters, werewolves, vampires, definitely. Examples of that, World War Z and Dracula. Okay. Any other ones that you can tell me that you can think of? So we've had, hold on, let me maybe scratch these off as we go. I think, okay, let me see if I can. Yes, I think I can. All right, so we've had slasher, we have had psychological, we've had monster. You can have also, oops, our time is up. Horror about religion, okay. Horror about religion, okay. I'm not sure. I guess. So we can have body horror, the fear of destroyed, like the movie The Fly and The Thing. Friday the 13th is more of a slasher movie, exactly. Like The Nun, Exorcism. Ooh, yes. So I don't know. I don't know this movie, but I'm already scared. We talked about the movie, so slashed back, lashed. So slasher, lashing like this or like this, you can get a lash. Gothic horror movies, like an Old Castles, that would be more like Dracula or Crimson Peak. Found footage, which we talked about yesterday, where you have like the Blair Witch Project, where they try to use footage that kind of makes it look like like it's really happening. Paranormal, which happens to deal with ghosts and strange things that science can't explain. And supernatural, again, ghost, demons, and curses. So those are just different types of horror movies. It's kind of amazing. Oops, sorry. And let me remove this and add something new. I have a poll question for you because it seems like some of you are really into horror movies, some of you not at all. So let me hop over to here, make that a little bit better for us to see. And you can tell me, what kind of horror do you prefer? All right. Do you prefer slasher movies like Scream, Friday the 13th, supernatural, like something else? What can you tell me? What kind of horror movies do you like or not like? I'm definitely D. I like D very much. That one suits me really well. And so, yeah, so maybe you can tell me. I'm not sure. Our comments are very slow today. None of them? Exactly. I don't like horror movies. I don't like horror. I watched them when I was young. So, Serena, when you watched them, which kinds did you like? Which kind did you like a lot? Psychological? Okay, Lorena's into psychological thrillers. All right. Uh, I am D. Okay, you don't like horror movies, but you've seen quite a lot, it seems like, Alessio. I guess you got suckered into going to the movies with someone. None of these. I don't watch horror movies. Psychological. Okay, C. So you like psychological when you used to watch them. All right, then let's mosey on to some phrasal verbs. Karina says A, slasher, B, supernatural, and C, psychological, all types of good movies. Okay, so you like horror movies. I think you're one of the only people here, Karina, that likes horror movies. I think that's kind of fun. All right, so let's see. I used to like psychological, but now I don't watch them. Yeah, I don't have the stomach for any of these. I really don't. It's just, I'm just such a wimp. I've gotten so wimpy. This is a nice word. If you're really like weak and sort of defenseless and sort of whiny about things, you're a wimp. A wimp. I'm wimpy about things nowadays. I think supernatural, but I watch different genres of horror films, especially of the storyline gives you goosebumps. Right, Kaluna, you were also one yesterday that had seen a lot of horror movies. Okay, so Kaluna and Karina are our horror film flick fans here. And we will move on to some phrasal verbs that can all be kind of used in regards to this topic, and of course for other things as well. Let's see. Let me grab it for us, and I'm good where I am. Hello, Renata, sweetie. We're talking about horror movies. Do you like them or do you not like them? I'm going to guess you like them. I'm going to guess you do. All right. Here are some phrasal verbs that we've got that one can use in regards to horror movies. We have 1, break in. We have 2, look around. 3, sneak up on someone. And I'm spinning around like the exorcist, like her head in the exorcist. So let's see. A, to move quietly and surprise someone. B, to appear the same somewhere. To enter a place illegally. D, to move backward slowly. E, to move quickly to escape danger. And F, to check a place to see what is there. What can you tell me works best with number 1? With 1, break in. Which of these works best with break in? Okay, Yuki's going with C. Any other guesses? Hello, Michaela dear. Welcome. So, oops, good timing. I don't know if that just turned everything purple and bluey for you. It did for me. So let's see. So Yuki's saying 1 is C. Lorena's going with C. Any other guesses? Alessio as well, C. Okay, everyone's saying C to break in. Yes. Show up. Yes, exactly. Okay, so let's do number 2. Look around. What can you tell me about number 2? 1 was C. What is number 2? Look around. Which one can you say for number 2? So Lorena's going with F, Yuki with F. Look around. Exactly. Okay, so everyone who's saying 2 is F is correct, of course. Look around, check a place to see what is there. So typically in horror films, people look around. The friends looked around the abandoned house feeling nervous. Right, exactly. They took a look around. That happens a lot in horror movies. It's a recipe for disaster. That's a nice little idiom. But I think that I don't know if we have that later today, so I'll write it now. Recipe for disaster. We might have the idiom later on, so this is one to learn in advance. A recipe for disaster is something that's certain to cause bad things to happen. A recipe for disaster. All right, keeping me on track here. Thank you, folks. Everyone is saying that 3 is A. So 3A, sneak up on someone. A, to move quietly and surprise someone. So the killer sneaked up on its victim. I travel solo often, so I prefer not to watch horror movies. Okay. So not a horror movie fan. Got it. Fair enough. Don't need to put those images in your head. All right, what about number 4? Show up. What can you tell me with number 4? Show up. Look around to check a place. Yes, exactly. So you look around and see what's happening with the noise. Yuki's saying B for show up. Natalia's got B for me. Kaluna does as well. All right. So everyone's saying B. Thank you very much. Not away from home, to move quickly or escape. Show up. I'm not sure what that is in regards to. Sorry, dear. Number 4, show up is absolutely B. B. To appear somewhere often and unexpectedly. So the killer showed up in front of the window at night. Worst nightmare. Worst nightmare. And Lorena, keeping us on track. Thank you, dear. And Yuki as well. We have 5 is E. Thank you, Kaluna. And so run away, 5E, to move quickly, to escape danger. So the lady tried to run away from the killer as fast as she could. Or the campers ran away when they heard footsteps. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure what that is. That Italian? 6D, exactly. Back away, D, to move back slowly. You just move back slowly. Back away from the killer. Back away is to move backward slowly. Exactly. So you just kind of back away from it. Back away from the danger, back away from the killer in this case, maybe. All right, so let's see. I've got another poll question for you. Even though a lot of you don't really like horror movies, still, it's kind of interesting to think about them. They're their own specific genre. Okay. Aiuto means help. Okay. Thank you for helping me there with aiuto. All right, so let's see, number 4. And let's see. Ta-da. What makes a good horror story? Like for me, like it's over in 1 minute, but that's not on our list here. So is it A, monsters, B, suspense, C, mystery, or D, a twist ending. So an ending that you could not have predicted. It's difficult to figure out how it's going to end. So what would you answer? So suspense for Lorena, suspense for Serena. For me, I'm going to say D. I like a surprise ending. I like an ending where I'm like, no way on earth this happened. Because like I told you yesterday, I can predict a lot of endings. So usually I get it right, you know? And it's good when I don't. I'm like, yes. Okay, so everybody loves suspense. Okay, keep you on the edge of your chair. Absolutely, on the edge of your seat. Exactly. Okay. So B and D, all right. Pole, mystery. Okay, and B. For Yuki, you're saying B. So tense. When it's tense. B, C, D for me, this makes a great story. Yes, and a combination of them does as well, probably. And so now we'll move on and tell you B and C. So suspense and mystery, not looking for monsters or things like that. So we have some vocab now. And once we have the vocab, I have a nice little story for you. And let's see. So, excuse me. Let me see where I think I need to actually hop over to here anyway. So let me move over here or maybe do that. And then let's see, when I get back from my vacation, I hope during my vacation, I won't be working a lot, that I'll be able to play a little bit. Maybe not though. I shouldn't say that because I probably won't be able to play with the slides because I have more options now. So it's not always right or left. So maybe it will make it a little bit more interesting to, just have some variation. Anyway, okay, here's some vocab words which we will put into our story in just a minute. Let's see, for sure, a twist ending makes a good story. I love them. I love being surprised like that. All right, number 1, investigate. 2, tense. 3, split up, which is actually also a nice little phrasal verb. 4, underestimate. 5, a recipe for disaster, which I just gave to you, which is also sort of vocab here, a little bit of idioms and some phrasal verbs to go together. But I've lumped them together so that we can be able to have them in our story. So which definition do you think matches best? A, to think. D. Do I have D there as well? Yes, no D. I don't know why the D is there. To look for answers. C, a situation that is very likely to go wrong or end badly. D, to feel nervous. Or E, to go in different directions. Alessio, I recall as the suspense of The Ring. Unfortunately, it lasts 1 week after watching that movie. I'm so sure, Alessio. Okay, so a lot of people are saying 1 is B, and I hope that's correct. I don't have my answers here. 1, to investigate, to look for answers. Yes, that sounds good. That sounds really good. So let's go with that, to investigate. So a lot of times when people look around a nice little phrasal verb, when they hear a noise, they go and investigate. They go to look for answers to figure out what has gone in the night. So so investigate. Also, when there is a crime, then you have people who come and investigate the crime to find answers about the crime. Number 2, what can you tell me with that? Thank you, everyone. Kaluna and Karina. So many people with A's at the end of their name. Michaela, Lorena, Kaluna. Wow. Natalia, another. Okay, so understand to think. So number 2, okay, yes. All right, it's 2. Hold on. 2 is D. Everyone is saying. So tense, to feel nervous. Yeah, like if your body, if all of your muscles are really tight, then you're tense. So when you get nervous, when you get scared and anxious, when you have a problem, your shoulders can get really tense. And when we watch horror movies, it could also make us feel really tense. So 3, I have some folks coming in with E's. Thank you, everyone. So to split up, to split up. E, to go in different directions, right? So this can mean a relationship is no longer, like you're no longer together with someone, you split up. But also in this case, you split up. So John and Susie, they hear a noise, they split up, and they go to check it out. So it's not that they broke up in this case, it's that they went in different directions. So this phrasal verb can mean that you go in different directions or you are no longer together. So kind of two meanings in one phrasal verb. Thank you, Michaela, for keeping us on track. For A, you're saying underestimate. So yes, so for A, from Kaluna as well, and Serena, all of my ladies with A's on the end of their names, except for Yuki. Yuki's with an I. So for A, let's see. All right, for A, yes. So underestimate A, to think something is easier or smaller than it really is. Yeah, you underestimate it. You underestimate how dangerous the situation is, and you go out and check it. And so 5, to investigate and look for answers. Exactly, Manuel, super. So Serena, you're saying 5 is C, and Lorena, you're saying 5 is C. Last but not least, right, is, hey, Mabel, dear, welcome. 5C, C, exactly. Last but not least, a recipe for disaster is C, a situation that is likely to go wrong or end badly. In Poland, all of the girls' names end with an A. And maybe in Latin languages as well. Maybe, I don't know. Help me out, my Latin-based language friends. Please let me know. And some more examples of this, a recipe for disaster, because I love this idiom. Never underestimate anything. Yes, okay. So a recipe for disaster. Driving while tired is a recipe for disaster. Trying to cook for 20 people with no plan is a recipe for disaster. Going hiking without checking the weather first is a recipe for disaster. So it's a situation that can very easily go wrong. I really like this idiom. A lot of people use it, and it's a fun way of kind of just saying that, don't do that. It's going to go wrong. All right. So having said that, we've had investigate, tense, split up, underestimate, a recipe for disaster. These are our vocab words. And now I've got a nice little story so everybody can get nice and cozy and comfy. And the idea with the story, for those of you who've never watched a live stream with me or experienced that I've read a story, it's not to understand everything. I give you some vocabulary words like I just did, and then it's just about listening and seeing what you understand. I'll read it the first time, slowly-ish, and then we'll go through it, talk about it. You can tell me what you understood. You can tell me about the story. And then we will go through it again, and I will read it a little bit faster. So if you don't get everything the first time, we will talk about it. Zero stress here. Arguing with high emotions. Okay. All right. So this story is called The Rules People Always Break in the Horror Movies. Actually, let me drink something really quickly. Sorry. Okay, so here we go. They always start the same. A group of friends drives to a quiet cabin in the woods, looking for a peaceful. My internet, sorry. Rule number 1, don't split up. Of course they do. They investigate that strange noise. Someone says, let's investigate that strange noise. Someone says, and they're gone. Rule number 2, don't ignore the warning signs. The door creaks, the light flickers, and a creepy voice whispers their name. Still, they stay. Rule number 3, don't go into the basement. Yet someone feels curious and goes down. even though the air feels tense. Rule number 4, don't say, I'll be right back. That's basically a recipe for disaster. And finally, rule number 5, don't underestimate the danger. Because the moment they stop being careful, the audience knows you're a goner. So let me know how much you understood from 0% to 100%. And let's talk about the story. And yes, and I'm going to write down the word goner. That was a word, a slang word that we had yesterday in our live stream, meaning that someone who's going to die. So 90%, all right, Yuki, I have a problem with connection. I didn't hear the whole story. I have a problem today as well, Yelena. I don't know what's going on. So I will read it again, no worries. So Yuki, goner is a slang word for someone who's going to die, a goner. They're a goner. Today's live stream is interrupted. Oh, I'm sorry. You're having, so maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the problem because I see that every once in a while it goes around and around. I'm so sorry, folks. Yes, I'm very sorry. Yuki, are you having problems as well? If we can get a little bit of feedback. I think it's probably on my end, though. And I can see here that I should have fine Wi-Fi. I'm on the right device thing. Okay, I don't know. So should I read it again, maybe? Maybe that makes sense. Can you say a goner for something, falling asleep, crashing? Yeah, he's a goner. He's wasted, he's goner. That's a good question, Renata. I'm not so sure. I think I would say he's a goner. Like he's out. He's no longer part of our community. But yeah, totally. Not there anymore. Okay, 70%. Oops, sorry. I had problems with the Wi-Fi at the beginning. It's probably me. It's probably me. Probably something wrong with the internet. I think so too. I had problems as well, but I get 90%. I think today's problem is on Jen's side. I think it's safe to say it's definitely on my end. My apologies. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I will read it again, and then we'll kind of go through it a little bit more. Okay. And I will try to look up when I read so I can see if I'm spinning around, because sometimes I'm spinning around and then it's breaking up, getting 90%. Yes, internet is lagged. I missed a part of the story because of the remarked problem. Okay, so since we've been writing about this problem, have I had continuous coverage, or have I also gone out again? Because since we've talked about the story after I read it, then I haven't had any little spinning internet connection business. Everything okay since I finished the story? Or is it still cutting in and out? Can you tell me if you don't mind? That would be very helpful to know how we're doing. Right now it's okay. Okay. So maybe it's kicked in for a while now. It's good now. Okay, then let's try and read the story again. Thank you everyone for your feedback, and I will take a look, and if I see myself with a black screen and a little spinning circle, then I will stop for a second and wait. I'll just kind of keep my eyes out. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, here we go. The rules people always break in horror movies. They always start the same. A group of friends drives to a quiet cabin in the woods looking for a peaceful weekend. But then someone always breaks the rules. Rule number 1, don't split up. Of course they do. Let's investigate that strange noise, someone says, and they're gone. Rule number 2, don't ignore the warning signs. The door creaks, the lights flicker, and a creepy voice whispers their names. Still they stay. Number 3, don't go into the basement. Get someone feels curious and goes down even though the air feels tense. Rule number 4, don't say I'll be right back. That's basically a recipe for disaster. And finally, rule number 5, don't underestimate the danger, because the moment they stop being careful, the audience knows they're a goner. I hope that was better. Don't say sorry because it's not your fault. There's nothing we can do. Thank you. But I feel bad because you're showing up here and it's annoying when it cuts out. So yes, I don't know. German Wi-Fi is not the best. No loading on me. You're froze. Oh, I froze. I hope I'm back. I hope everything's okay. Okay, 80 to 90%. All right, cool. There was one word that I wasn't quite sure. You probably can understand just from the idea and the concept. Horror movies, lights, and flicker. So Yelena, 50%. Okay, then let's talk about it. Don't say I'll be right back. Exactly. Don't say I'll be right back. Don't say, because, okay. Basement. Basement's a new word. If there were any words that were not quite clear, let me know. So almost 100%, okay, from Mabel, 70% from Karina, Serena, 80%. Don't say you'll be right back. Absolutely. Don't go into the basement. Definitely not. Basement is that space underneath the house, on top of the house, or like under the roof. This space under an A-framed roof is the attic, and under the house is the basement or cellar, basement or cellar. Let's see. And with the light, going back to that, we have the door creaks. So that sound, I'll write it in the comments here for you. That sound, that really creepy sound that doors makes is a creak. So creaks, I'm going to say the door creaks, just to add an S there. When you hear a creaking sound, it makes you think of haunted houses. The door creaks, or yeah. Don't split up. What? Don't ignore what? Aha, okay. Just in general, don't do these things. And then, so don't split up. And then people say, come on, let's go see what that strange noise is. And then they split up and go and look for the strange noise. Don't ignore what? Don't ignore the warning signs. So warning signs would be the door creaks, the light flickers. Like me, there's this little sort of, when the light doesn't stay permanent, kind of like, I feel like our live stream today, the Wi-Fi connection is flickering. It's kind of, shaking about. Don't go into the basement. Don't say it'll be all right. Don't underestimate the danger of that something bad could happen. I missed the explanation of goner. No stress, Mabel. It's a slang term for someone who's just out of the picture. So Renata brought up that somebody could also be like asleep. He's a goner. He's no longer part of it. In this case, he's dead. It's typically he's dead. He's a goner. No problem. I hope I answered your questions. I'm trying to think of any other words that might have been an issue. Curious, did we have curious? But we've had curious before when you want to know. So you go into the basement, you hear something, you're curious because you're like, what is that? And so then you go down into the basement. Member of the groups are disappearing one by one because they go to the basement. Ignore the flickering light and creepy noise. Yuki, super. Very, very good. Yes, excellent. Very good usage of those words. Perfectly done. Super. The cold wind that touches your skin and gives you tingles on your spine. Ooh, Kaluna, that's so wonderfully worded. Love that. Absolutely. Okay, cool. Nice, guys. I love that you've used this as an exercise to create your own little stories, which is perfect timing because you get to do that. So I tried to upload movies somehow, a little video for us, but it did not work. I don't know why. But you all know how completely and totally computer literate I am. Ha ha. So let's move on to number 6. And I have a scene for us to take a look at. Wait, let me see. Hold on. This is, where is it? I think that is that. There we go. Okay. So I hate characters when they split up. I know you're like screaming at them. What are you doing? Don't do that. That's like 90%. If I watch a scary movie, it's me yelling at them to stop being so stupid. So I yell, yeah, exactly. Right, Serena? Like, why are you doing that? Are you crazy? What are you thinking? So, okay, let's say that you are all script writers, screenwriters, script writers. And for this movie, what's going on in this horror film? Yes. So, yeah, same. I just yell at them. Me too, right, Yuki? It's like, how can you be so dumb? Don't do that. Everybody knows that. What planet do you live on? So if you were going to write something, let's say like, because we have this strange character here, eerie whispers at your ears, creeps you up. Yes, it creeps you out. It creeps you out. Exactly. Creeps you out. Very, very poetic. I like your wording there, Kaluna. Super. All right, so we have a strange character. Maybe we can identify first what kind of character this is. What do we think that it is? What's going to happen? How did this character get here? What is it? It's kind of strange. The video was even stranger, but yeah. Once we continuously heard creaks noise coming from the attic of an old vacation house. We didn't sleep all the night, ready to fight. Okay, so Alessia, is that true? Oh my gosh, I hope it wasn't true. So once we continuously heard creaking noise, in this case, you say creaking noise, or the creaks coming from from an attic of an old vacation house. We didn't sleep the night, ready to fight. I hope, Alessia, that wasn't true. There was a man that loved to see scary movies, and a day he became a monster. Ooh, okay. So he turned into a monster. So he watched so many scary movies that he turned into a monster. I love that. Okay. Yes. So that could be an option. Anybody else have anything else that they would want to share? I think okay, I wish I could show you the video, but it was saying that my QuickTime player had reached its limit. I have no idea what that means. But in the video, you have this monstery kind of alien, sort of reptilian frog creature. I don't know what this thing is. Lots of strange things. But in the video, he was kind of like moving around and he was scared. Actually, he wasn't aggressive. He was very meek. He was sort of shy, and he hid behind a pillow. And then he was like, "Oh, like don't hurt me." So I really felt bad for this monster thing here. So I think that he was on his planet in his own world, and then we are the monsters on his planet. That's what I was thinking. That's where I was going with this story. Who knows? If anybody else has anything else they want to share, any kind of character that they think this is, you're more than welcome to. Unfortunately, I have no idea if people are like, okay, this is fun, whatever, and not really wanting to participate, or if people are writing something. Like I said last time, I really wish that they offered us like the little dotty things, when you write on WhatsApp or you write a text message, then you have the dots, you could see someone is writing. That'd be so helpful here. I should suggest that to someone. Well, I'm suggesting it to y'all. So if any of you have any inside influence in, I guess, in StreamYard, that's what I use, then please let them know. A legend, folk horror that lives a long time that makes the community on edge. Okay. So so you find that this is like a folk legend, a horror creature that has lived for a long time and scares the community. They're always on edge. All right, cool. Here we go. Okay, Renato, what have you got to tell me? It was almost midnight. A group of friends gathered at the gate of an old cemetery. 4 boys and 1 girl. I love that. That's so specific. The plan was to run through it one by one, separately, and come out at the other gate. Do, do, do. We know what happens. Okay, wonderful. I can watch something like Ghostbusters. Okay. I think Ghostbusters even scares me. This is how big of a wimp I am. Anyway, so let's see. Let's move on to our next point, and let's see. I will get rid of this. True story, she lived. She lived. So it's only the girl lived? All right. So let's see. Moving on to our next point, and let's see. All right. What's a whodunit movie? And do you like them? What kind of movie? This is a type of horror film, kind of horror film, mystery, I'm giving it away. Okay, was that from Renata? So what can you tell me? What's a whodunit movie and do you like them? Any idea what a whodunit movie is? So it was true. Okay, so with the scary attic, during a summer, we couldn't close the door and the wind made that creepy noise. By the way, I will never stay in BRB, bread and breakfast, or Airbnb during the meeting. I'll never say BRB, be right back. Okay, sorry. During the meeting. Don't. Just go. I think just go. I think that's what you need to do. Hello. So welcome to you, Marat, I think is your name. I like action, drama, and sometimes horror. Okay, well, today we're talking about horror movies. So you are in a cool place to be able to chat about that. Whodunit movies. Anybody have an idea what whodunit movies are? If not, then I will tell you. So, a story where the main question is who committed the crime. Solving who did it often emphasizes clues and suspects. Who done it comes from who done it. Exactly. I love who done it. It's so mysterious. I do too. I think so as well. So, like movies like Clue and Knives Out are examples of who done it movies. Moving on to some more vocabulary. And so, yeah, that you can also use. I don't know. Here, sorry. I need to get rid of this banner. And let's see. So, offering you now a new slide with some more vocabulary words that are kind of related to when we suspect someone. Suspect is one of the words, but I think that that's going to be pretty easy. I'm curious to hear which of these are new. Let's see. And I need to hop over to the other side of the screen. There we go. So let's see, like Murder in the Orient Express, right? Like Agatha Christie, exactly. Okay, so here we go. We have suspect, alibi, motive, red herring, and twist ending. I enjoy whodunit movies or dramas. Okay, maybe Enola Holmes. Is that Sherlock Holmes? Maybe can be considered a whodunit movie. I don't know Enola. Help me out. I'm not sure. I know Sherlock Holmes. I don't know Enola. In Italy, we call whodunit movie Gialli. Am I reading that correctly? Gialli. Thank you, Alessio. I'm reaching my Italian word quota of the day. Okay, Natalia is keeping us on track here. We have suspect, alibi. Strange spelling, strange pronunciation, alibi. Number 3, motive. 4, red herring. 5, twist ending. And A, A reason why someone might do something bad. B, a surprise at the end that changes how you see the story. C, a person who may have done the crime. D, a false clue that misleads or confuses you. E, proof that someone was somewhere else when a crime happened. And Nole is his sister. Ah, there's a movie. Okay, I don't know that one. Hey, Juan Carlos, dear. I'm really bad at horror movies. Same here. Lots of us are. You're in the good company here. The majority of us here are like, when it comes to horror movies. So G like J. Okay. Gialli. That sounds fun. I love that. Gialli. Okay. So everyone is saying one is C, suspect. C, a person who may have done the crime. There's somehow linked. Maybe there was some evidence, something found. Thank you. Brava. Thank you. All right. Moving on to number 2. Thank you, Natalia. Alibi. I'll say it a couple of times because it's just, I don't find it very logical the way that one says this. So yeah, the way it's written and the way it's said. Number 2, everyone is saying is E. So alibi, E. Proof that someone was somewhere when a crime happened, right? So everyone is saying that, and I think I've missed a couple of comments. And then, well, yes, my Italian's amazing. Whodunit is basically a tale of mystery where there is a murder in the middle, and all the people attending the meeting is a suspect. Yes, definitely. They're fun. Definitely fun. Okay, everyone is saying that 3 is A. So let's go on. Motive A, the reason why someone might have done something bad. You have that a lot in movies, especially in whodunit movies and in some horror movies, where you find out at the end, why does somebody do this? Why would they do this? So like in the movie Scream, we found out at the end because, well, I don't want to tell you, maybe you want to watch it. But we find out why the killers killed. So we found out what their motive was. Some words in the Italian language, alibi. Okay. And do you say it the same way? I'm curious about that. Jealousy gave her a strong motive. That's definitely a strong motive in many bad murder cases or killings or whatever. All right, Natalia, keeping us on track. Thank you, Yuki. 4, we have a red herring. Alibi proof that someone was somewhere else during a crime. Yes, exactly. We have some D's coming in for 4. Everybody is saying D. A red herring is D. A false clue that misleads you or confuses you. Red herring, a false clue. Exactly. So to put this in a sentence for you, we have the missing phone was just a red herring that confused everyone. Motive is a reason. Exactly. And last but not least, 5, thank you, Lorena, is saying B, a twist ending, a surprise at the end that changes how you see the story. You have a twist ending. Exactly. No different pronunciation. Okay. So alibi, just so for my Italian friends that have the same word with a different pronunciation, alibi. Twist ending and surprise at the end that changes all the story. I love twist endings. Love it. Love them. And so let's see. Moving on to some questions based on these words, I guess. A broken window that was just a red herring. Right. It was kind of like a decoy, you could also say. It's like to kind of sidetrack you, to distract you from what really is going on. Okay. So a couple of questions to go along with these words. 1, have you ever been completely surprised by a movie's twist ending? And if so, which one? Herring. It is a fish, absolutely. I don't know if there is a type of fish called a red herring. I'm not sure. So let's see. Scrolling up. A broken window. Yes, was a red herring. And alibi, a proof in which the suspect was in another part during the crime. Exactly. It was in another area, another location. Alibi is Polish is pronounced differently. Okay, so everybody seems to have the word, or not everybody, but some folks have this word, and just a different pronunciation. Okay, so alibi. So what can you tell me? Movies that you have seen that had a surprise ending, which one? I know I've seen a lot, but I can't think of anything specifically now. I thought it should have thought of this in advance. I don't know. But there are so many that have nice surprise endings. I'm gonna cheat a little bit and see if any of these jar my memory. So movies, and you can tell me if you have seen one and which one it is. Movies with twist endings. Let's do popular. All right. So yeah, during Saw, I was surprised. Okay. I have been completely surprised by the Sixth Senses. Yes. Right, totally. Yeah. And on my little list here, my cheat sheet list here, the Sixth Senses comes as number one. Another one, it is such a great surprise ending. This movie is so good. The Usual Suspects. Have you ever seen that movie? Usual. If you've not seen this movie, it is so good. And there's no way on earth you will predict the ending. No way. So The Usual Suspects. Yes, but that was a Japanese TV movie. Okay, I love that movie, right? Super surprise ending, super twist. 7, Psycho. I have Shutter Island, Gone Girl. I've watched a crime documentary. The twist was the killer was the pastor of their religious community. So appalling. Okay, and then maybe that's also why you said with religious, with different types of movies like that. Okay, so this was a true story then? That's horrible. That's so horrible. Sci-fi movies with twist endings. We have Inception, The Others, Coherence, Arrival, horror movies, Get Out. Has anybody ever seen that movie? That was also a really good one. My son made me go to see that movie with him. I spent the entire time like this. But yeah, he forgave me. Get Out. That movie was also really great with a great surprise ending. We have The Skeleton Key, Orphan, The Mist, Hereditary as options. I've seen many, but I can't remember. Right, same. I should have looked at this earlier. But for me, like the movie, The Unusual Suspects, or The Usual Suspects, excuse me, The Usual Suspects. That was such a great movie, and really, that's more of a classic. It's kind of, it's not a horror film. It's sort of this detective crime, that kind of movie. Wag the Dog. Hey, Mohammed, I didn't realize you were here. Welcome, dear. I recall the story of the ring was that if you watched her and the phone rings, you will have only week to live. We made the phone of our friend ring and she was scared. Kind of twisted a real ending. That's so cruel. That's so funny. That's really, really funny, Alessio. Oh, that's so funny. Poor girl, poor lady, but funny. Okay, so we're slowly, no. Okay, hold on. So now I have another thing, keeping with our word alibi that several of us have in our languages, but just pronouncing it a different way, just to kind of keep it on your mind. Let's see. So number 9. Again, this was one I wanted for you to be able to have as a hold on. As a video, but it wouldn't allow me. So you're gonna have to imagine that this was, what it was. I don't know if you know the case of Chris Watts. I don't. Who is Chris Watts? What happened? So if we were to create an alibi for a suspect, this man is suspected of killing 3 people, let's say. Okay. What kind of alibi could we come up for him? What would you say? I have one, but I will let you go. So yeah, what can you say could be a good alibi for him? He's suspected of a crime. He's suspected of committing murder. So what could be a nice alibi for him? Ring was the worst movie. Ones we watch that we can't go to the bathroom. You can't pick up the bathroom nor pick up the phone. Okay, what happened in the bathroom? Well, actually, I don't want to know. I am so glad I don't watch horror movies. I'm so impressionable. This is a nice word where, like, impressions, they sink into me so I can be molded somehow. So, yeah. And so these movies will haunt me for forever. Impressionable. If you are easily influenced somehow, then you are impressionable. Not a good thing. Impressionable. With some things, yes. With other things, not. But like if I watch a movie, I'm very careful about what I put into my brain, what I read, what I watch, what I listen to, because it sticks with me. I'm impressionable. I was with my girlfriend watching a movie at her place. Aha. Aha. This is what he's saying. Okay, sorry. Let me scroll up. He was getting a new tattoo. Serena, that's exactly what I wanted to say as well. He has the new ink to show for it. I was at my girlfriend's watching a movie at her place. Same here. It sinks into my brain. Right. Okay. I have to be very careful. He was getting a tattoo. Okay. Michaela, you're on the same page as well. So alibi, here goes Renata. The airline gave a passenger list with his name on it. Ooh, that's a rock solid alibi. Pretty concrete. Okay, cool. All right. I don't know if anybody else is writing an alibi. If not, I agree with Michaela. He was getting a tattoo. Yes. I mean, the chances are, right? He was getting a tattoo. It's highly, highly likely. All right. So moving to our last little point for the day. I can't believe we've only been live for an hour and 6 minutes. This is a very short live stream today. I was staying alone at my house, sleeping. This alibi is hard to prove because no one can corroborate. Yes, ooh, good word, corroborate. Super. Yeah. And that's hard when you have an alibi that nobody can corroborate, that nobody can say that's true. Yes, he is not lying. That I can say, I can vouch for him. I can say that that's correct. All right, so I'm going to move on to some vocab words, and let's see. And last one for today, and I'm in a nice place, so I think I don't need to move. There we go. All right, so we have jump scare, chilling, haunted, thriller. And our definitions, are A, a scary movie or story full of suspense and excitement. B, makes you feel very scared and nervous. C, something scary that surprises you suddenly. And D, a place or object believed to have ghosts. It's not me. I was doing fake tattoo. So he was a fake tattoo. He was a tattoo model at a photo studio. All right, very cool. That's a good one. All right, so let's see. So what can you tell me? Which one works best with jump scare? What do you think with number one, jump scare? Many horror movies have this, and we talked about this yesterday. I think with Mike, I want to say. Kaluna's saying C, which Kaluna's our horror movie lady, so I'd go with her. So Mabel's saying C, Serena's saying C, Yelena's saying C. Okay. Yelena's saying A, actually. Yuki's saying C. All right, so exactly one jump scare is C, something that scares, something scary that surprises you suddenly, right? So jump scare. Lots of movies have jump scares. Horror movies have jump scares. You're watching and all of a sudden you're like, ah, because the killer pops into the scene when you have that sort of situation. Serena is saying that 2 is B. So number 2, chilling. What can you tell me for number 2? Thank you, everyone, for answering. What can you say for number 2, chilling? Michaela's going with B. Kaluna's going with B. I feel like this was a very easy lesson. So number 2, chilling. B, makes you feel very scared or nervous. Yeah, it's a chilling movie. It's a chilling story. It's a chilling situation. So anything where you feel kind of cold because it's so horrible is chilling. Serena's keeping us on track here. So you're saying that 3, haunted, is D. So anybody agree with Serena? Yuki does. So 3, haunted. Okay, Yelena as well. So 3D, a place or object believed to have ghost. So a haunted house. You know, somebody pointed out to me once, why, if you can have a haunted house, why aren't many hospitals haunted? Which I thought was a really good point. Why are not many hospitals completely and utterly haunted? I've never heard of a haunted hospital. So I think that's an interesting point. Maybe somebody has heard of a haunted hospital, but yeah, I have never. So jump scare is C. Yes, exactly. I think you're a little behind. And chilling is B. Exactly. Exactly. So Serena's saying that 4, thriller, obviously. Yes, thank you, Yuki. Thank you, Serena. Haunted, a place or object, believe? Yes. So a haunted house, a haunted wherever. No hospital. I don't know. Thriller is A. So a scary movie or story of suspense and excitement. Thriller, full of suspense and excitement. If you think of Michael Jackson, Thriller, he totally did his video based on a scary movie. Remember where he goes into the cemetery with his girlfriend and makes jokes, and then suddenly he turns into some sort of demon zombie thing. I don't know. They probably are. Maybe they are, but I mean, wouldn't you like think that like you would hear more stories about that? I mean, that's the place where I don't know. And Japanese movie or drama, haunted hospital. Oh, is very popular. Okay. So interesting. I think hospitals have ghosts too. But has anybody heard a story? I'm going to check out the bot. So, and see what it has to say. Unless you have a story you can share with me. A story of a haunted hospital. Real. Okay, let's see what the bot has to say. Because maybe we have some good little ghost stories to end our lesson with. Okay. So here we go. Do we want to read one? I have a lot. Well, not a lot. I have 4. I have one in Texas, one in Pennsylvania, one in Kentucky, and one in South Korea. Possibly hospitals keep the lid on it because the place is business. Yeah, but I would think that you would have patients that maybe experience things that would then talk about it. I would think it'd be hard to keep the lid. I like that. I'm going to pop that up there. Keep the lid is to keep things silent, to not let it out so everyone can know about it. So yes. So as a nice little ending to our lesson today, I will read you something about a haunted hospital. I'm trying to think or see which one looks the most interesting. All right. So let's take a look at South Korea. And if you're interested, I can read you one more. Okay, here we go. So Ganjam Psychiatric Hospital in South Korea. This already sounds like the start of a horror movie, I would say. Ganjam Hospital was a psychiatric hospital in Gyeonggi-do, established in the early 1960s. It closed suddenly in 1996 and has been abandoned since. So abandoned, it's completely empty. Everyone left. No one is there. There are many rumors Patients allegedly died in mysterious circumstances. Some families believe deaths were cover-ups. So cover-ups in this case would be where something bad happens and the evidence is buried, where you try to hide the evidence so people don't find out the truth. I suggest you Mare on Easton. Very good without whodunit. Okay. I'll take a look at it. All right. So let's see. The site has become famous among ghost hunters, urban explorers, paranormal blogs. People report strange feelings, seeing shadows, hearing whispers, but it is largely unverified. These phenomena are supernatural or just due to the decay and mind's tendency to fill in scary gaps. We create things with our minds. All right. So that's one. Okay, so this is one last one, and then we'll say goodbye. So Waverly Hills Sanatorium. So again, we have something sort of to do with psychiatry in Kentucky, USA. Originally built to treat tuberculosis patients. So tuberculosis is when you get sort of the sickness in your lungs, when TB was widespread. TB, short for tuberculosis. Over its full run, thousands of patients died. It is infamous for its death tunnel. Ooh. A chute, so like something that drops down, like a fire place has a chute, a smoke chute, right? Or a laundry chute in the United States. You can be on the second floor and throw your clothes down to the laundry. So this space where something can go down, the air can go out, a chute. Let's see, sorry. It is infamous for its death tunnel, a chute that carried bodies down the hill to a rail car so that deaths could be moved discreetly. That sounds horrible. I hope you understand, but I don't. It's horrible. So they have this infamous, so famous for bad reasons, infamous death tunnel where they would put a body, hold on, let me make sure. They would a chute that carried bodies down the hill to a rail car. So they would put the bodies in something that would just like fall all the way down to some car so that they can just get rid of the body quickly, quietly. Nobody knows anything. Many stories of paranormal activity, ghost children, nurses, strange figures, lights, sound, etc. Room 502 is repeatedly mentioned in lore, so in like folklore and stories. For example, a nurse jumps from roof, unborn, unwed women, and tragic deaths. All right, that's that. Okay, we're good. I don't know. So definitely we'll do something uplifting or much, much different the next time that we have a lesson together. I have a 2-week break right now and we'll be back with you all. Let me take a look and see right quickly which date exactly. We come back and then I will go live on Tuesday on Ewa on the 4th. I think that that's going to be Back to the Future with Mike. So we'll do something related to that movie. Maybe something about future, not death, not horror movies. Let's talk about paranormal activities one day. Okay, I can put that on my list. Absolutely. Let me do that right now. But yeah, so, and then on the 5th, then we'll go live again. I'll have a quiz on the 4th for us. But in the meantime, our next topic is going to be Back to the Future because I will have a live stream with Mike. And so it will be that movie, the old classic movie. So maybe we'll do a lot of stuff about the future, which can be kind of a fun topic to cover. And we've not done that in a while. So yes, let me look at my list and add Renata's request. So somebody had astrology recently too. Maybe we will do that. Next class is in November. Exactly. I have a 2-week break and then I will be back with you. Sorry, can you repeat the date of the next English lesson? It will be Tuesday at 4:30 Central European time. So our time, 4:30 And then we will go live again on Wednesday the 5th at 3 p.m. like we always do. Thank you very much for your kind words. I'm going to write Renata's idea. So Iwa list. Okay, I will do that in a minute. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if I can post stuff from my adventures, I definitely will. And yes, I will miss all of you too so very much. I really appreciate that you all show up weekly, participate so wonderfully, and spend time with us. Thank you. Oh, we have so buona vacazione. Vacanza. I can't really read from far. My eyes are really bad. So buona vacanza. Grazie. We'll miss all of you too. I will try to go live at some point. I want to take you through a Turkish market or an Uzbeki market or so. I will see how that works, just with being able to have internet. But otherwise, paranormal activity. So ghost. All right, let me undo this here. And then we have that written down. I'm always grateful for ideas, and yeah, so thank you. Brava. Okay, I got another brava. Please do short lives from market. I will try very hard to be able to do that. It's just a question of having Wi-Fi and the patience from my partner, who's kind of like, hey dude, we're on this vacation together. Totally get that. So we will see. I will try to, maybe even from a train if they have Wi-Fi, because we will take a train when we're in Uzbekistan. But I probably will end up doing it on Instagram, or at least offering a story and also repeating it into our little group membership thingy that they have on Instagram. I will try to give you a heads up so that you know when and where. Thank you guys for your sweet wishes, and I'm gonna go pack. Take care, have a great day, and thank you for all of you coming and hanging out with me in this topic that was, for the majority of you, not a topic you're interested in at all. So thank you. Okay, take care guys. Thank you. Bye.